we're going to talk about estimating with subtraction. Whenever I estimate, I want to use front-end rounding. That means I round the number to whatever the front digit is. So 348 minus 67, I'm going to round 348 first. I round that to the front digit, which is in the hundreds place, so I'm rounding 348 to the nearest hundred. My rounding rules still apply. I underline the my underlined digit will either stay the same or it will go up one, and I circle the digit next to the underlined digit, and that circled digit tells the underlined digit what to do. If the circled digit's a 5 or higher, the underlined digit goes up. If the circled digit is a 4 or lower, the underlined digit will stay the same. So in this case, 348, the underlined digit will stay the same, and everything after the underlined digit turns into zeros. So 348 rounds to 300, and same thing down here with 67. I'm rounding it to the nearest 10 because that is the front digit. I use front end rounding when I'm estimating. That 6 will either stay a 6 or it will go up to a 7. I circle the digit next to it. That circled digit is a 5 or greater, so my 6 is going to go up to a 7. So 67 rounds to 70. Now when I put this over there, I want to make sure that I line the place values up. Ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds. And when I subtract, I'm going to make sure I follow my rules of subtraction. 0 minus 0, I ask myself the question, can I do it? And I can. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 7, I ask myself the question, can I do it? And I can't, so I need to borrow. I borrow from the next door neighbor. I always take one package worth the 10 cookies. So the 3 becomes a 2, and the 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. 2 minus nothing is 2. So my estimated answer for 348 minus 67 is 230. And on the next one, once again, I'm using front end rounding, which means I round to that front digit. So I underline the front digit, and that underlined digit will either stay the same or go up one. I circle the digit next to it. That circled digit is the boss of the underlined digit. It tells the underlined digit what to do. If the circled digit's a 5 or higher, the underlined digit will go up. If the circled digit's a 4 or lower, the underlined digit will stay the same. In this case, that underlined digit's going to go up, and everything after the underlined digit will turn into zeros. And 25, rounded to the nearest 10. The 2 will either stay a 2 or move up to a 3. The 5 tells us that it moves up to a 3. And everything after the underlined digit turns into zeros. Now once again, I want to make sure those place values are lined up, and I want to make sure that I use my rules of subtraction. 0 minus 0, can I do it? Yes, I can. If I can do it, I do it. 0 minus 3, I cannot do it, so I need to borrow. Always borrow one package. I take that package before I give it to the next one, and this here, 0 gets all 10 cookies. 10 minus 3, I can do it now. 7, 2 minus nothing is 2. And on to the last one here. Once again, I utilize front end rounding, so I underline the 6, and that 6 is either going to stay a 6 or go up to a 7. The circle digit's the boss of the underlined digit, and the circle digit tells the underlined digit that it's going to stay the same because the circle digit is a 4 or lower. So 634 rounds to 600, minus the rounding 93 to the nearest 10. The 9's either going to stay a 9 or go up to a 10. The circle digit tells the 9 that it's going to stay a 9, and everything after the underlined digit turns into a 0. And 0 minus 0, 0. 0 minus 9, I can't do. 6 becomes a 5. 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. 5 minus nothing is 5. So once again, with estimating with subtraction, we use front end rounding, which means we round that number to the front digit. If it goes to the hundreds place, we're rounding to the nearest 100. If it goes to the tens place, we're rounding to the nearest 10. If it goes to the thousands place, we're rounding to the nearest 1,000. Whenever I have to subtract, I make sure I follow those rules of subtraction, asking myself the question, can I do it? If I can do it, I do it. If I can't, I need to borrow, always taking one package of cookies with 10 cookies in each package.